Hey Cortana, what is advanced eDiscovery?
I found this for you.
Wow, thanks Cortana. For the past several years, eDiscovery AI has largely been all about predictive coding. Predictive coding software is a form of machine learning that takes data input by people about document relevance and then applies it to much larger document data sets. While predictive coding has been dominant AI technology for years, especially within eDiscovery, Microsoft also has this capability built into its platform. Let's start a new eDiscovery case like we do normally. We can do our searches by keyword searches, and also we can go across to advanced eDiscovery. Now this is where we can use artificial intelligence, so that predictive coding, to take that very large data set and then teach the system about what is relevant and what's not relevant within that data set. By teaching the system, it's able to narrow down that entire data set to just the bits that we want from that eDiscovery case. We can actually tag a subset of that very, very large data set, which might be millions of items, and teach the system about what's relevant, which is this R, and then what's not relevant within this particular case. The system then is using that artificial intelligence, so that predictive coding, to be able to trawl through all those millions of different items and just bring back the data that is relevant for me. We can even track if we've trained the system enough. Maybe we're training it too much and wasting our time. Once we've trained the system enough, we can actually review the review and recall ratio. So if I review 41% of these documents, I am recalling 93.2% of the actual entire data. Whereas if I review any higher than this, then you'll see that reviewing just a little bit more of the data only recalls a small percentage of it. If we move the slider down to say 33%, you can see that we might not be recalling enough data in that data set. So there's really a sweet spot between the information you're reviewing and the information you're going to get back. On the right-hand side, we can very clearly see from a cost perspective about how much it's going to cost for this particular case for our attorneys to review that information then. Also, using machine learning, we can go beyond simply counting words and phrases in our search and move on to identifying implicit and explicit ideas of the data to help us refine what types of conversations are happening. All this information in advanced eDiscovery can be exported to a very granular report. So for example, we can import this into Power BI, and we can use natural language to ask information about our report. So for example, what are the top 10 dominant themes? And how do I want to view this? Do I want it as a chart or as a pie chart? I can also ask questions about how many of my documents within that data set were optically recognized. That's where you've got pictures within the data set that we're able to read the text from as well. So from here, we can see that we've got 577 documents that have been optically read. Using predictive coding, we can sift through large volumes of data, whether that's emails, documents, or even non-Office 365 data, and we can give this information in a concise way to our attorneys, which saves time and costs to your organization. Thanks for listening.